Hello everyone, and welcome to Patch Notes, the show where life is the game, and companies update it with new changes each week. Let's see what got nerfed or buffed. This week covers July 17th through July 23rd. In some meta news, the NPD Group has published its top 10 selling video games, retail and digital, for June 2020, a list with some interesting results. The whole list is shown here, with two interesting placements to note. The Last of Us Part 2 takes the top spot, knocking Call of Duty Modern Warfare down to second place. On the other hand, Ring Fit Adventure, being ranked 835th place last month in May, has risen to 7th place for June. Since people are looking for ways to work out at home due to certain world events, it makes sense to see Ring Fit make this large jump. Nintendo is having issues keeping the game in stock, with production being limited worldwide, but is sold enough to be back in the top 10. Sony gave Summer Games host Jeff Keighley a hands-on look with the PS5's DualSense controller. He compares it to the PS4's DualShock and notes its adaptive trigger, haptics, and speakers. He says, if anything, I think it actually has a little bit more heft to it, in a good way. He used the controller for a session of Astro's Playroom. If you want to see more, check out the stream on YouTube. Sony has also commented on the pre-order situation for the next-gen console. They said the pre-orders would be announced ahead of them actually opening, so this gives everyone at least a good chance to secure a console for the launch date. It was also discovered through the PlayStation Direct shop that only one console could be added to your cart at a time for both digital and the disc drive version. This is most likely an attempt to stop scalpers from reselling online. Insomniac Games tweeted on Monday that players can swing through the city like never before on PS5 with an optional 4K 60fps performance mode in Spider-Man Miles Morales. Some have questioned this option, as next-gen consoles have been boasted to perform much better than their predecessors. It is interesting, though, to see console games get these sort of options, as PCs have had them for a long time. Options for consumers is always better than nothing. Microsoft has discontinued its 12-month Xbox Live option. This comes following last week's news of xCloud being fully integrated into Game Pass Ultimate. Honestly, I would not be surprised to see Xbox Live be fully integrated into Game Pass Ultimate subscription as well. Microsoft has been making the push to get users on Game Pass Ultimate for a while now. This move might be followed by the discontinuation of a separate Xbox Live Gold option altogether. In another removal, the latest Xbox One update has removed Mixer from the console. Seeing as the service was canceled by Microsoft a little while ago, this seems like the next appropriate step in phasing out Mixer from, life. Speaking of Game Pass, Sea of Thieves, one game available on the Game Pass service, has just broken 15 million overall players. Since the game's launch on Steam in June, it has sold over 1 million copies. This surge has led to the game's biggest player count month, with a concurrent 3.3 million players in June. ID at Xbox is bringing over 70 demos for upcoming Xbox games to the Xbox One. As part of the Summer Game Fest, players can access and play these demos for free through the Xbox dashboard. The demos are available till July 27th, so you still have some time to get in on the action. Seagate is partnering with Microsoft to make the Series X memory card-like devices. The page went live on Seagate's website earlier this week, revealing the plugins. The Series X was revealed with a small port on the back, which was rumored to be for expandable storage. Cards will be a custom PCIe Gen 4 NVMe SSD with 1TB of storage and a 3-year limited warranty. These expansion cards seem to be proprietary, but no prices have been announced as of yet. Seeing as 1TB NVMe drives for PCs vary between 100 and 200 USD, these cards will most likely be priced somewhere in that range. Yakuza Like a Dragon may have revealed the Series X launch date. The game had a new trailer shown with a full English dubbing for its Western release, and the Microsoft Store page went live with a November 13th release date. Yakuza Like a Dragon is supposed to be a Day 1 game for the Series X, meaning that Friday is a possible launch date for the next-gen console. Ahead of their game showcase, Halo Infinite's box art was revealed. This is the extended version here, and is a sort of a callback to Halo Combat Evolved's box art. The showcase had a lot to offer in terms of new games and announcements coming to current and next-gen consoles. While I won't list them all here, I want to mention some of the more notable ones. Halo Infinite had a bigger trailer showing off a cutscene and gameplay demo. Graphically, it looked very well, and seemed to play just as you'd expect from a Halo game. This entry in the franchise will have more emphasis on larger map for players to explore, and varying ways to take down enemies. It will support smart delivery if you plan to upgrade from the Xbox One version to the Series X at some point. Turn 10 showed a trailer for the next Forza Motorsport game. Obsidian announced DLC for The Outer Worlds, and early access for Grounded, and its new fantasy RPG, Avowed. Double Fine showed an interesting musical trailer for Psychonauts 2 featuring Jack Black. And the last of major announcements, Playground Games revealed the rumored next Fable game. The trailer was mostly a teaser, with not much being shown. Activision might have had its unannounced Call of Duty leaked on the Xbox Store. It seemed to be titled Black Ops CIA and was disguised as another product on the storefront. Nintendo announced a Direct Mini Partner Showcase last week, saying they would talk about games coming from developing and publishing partners. The announcement happened on Twitter, causing the internet to be set ablaze with speculation of what was going to be shown. People may have gotten their hopes up a little too much, though, as mostly third-party games were shown at the event. Cadence of Hyrule will be getting 3 DLC packs before the end of October. The first one's a character pack, the second is a melody pack, and the third is the Symphony of the Mask, where it has the player taking control of Skull Kid through a new storyline. You can get a season pass including all the new content for $14.99 USD, and a physical edition of the game will be available with all the DLC to release October 23rd as well. Atlus will be bringing both Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne HD and Shin Megami Tensei 5 to the Switch in 2021. Rogue Company from Hi-Rez Studios dropped the day of the event with both cross-play and cross-progression. The third-person tactical team shooters in early access and can also be played on Xbox One, PS4, and PC, with a full launch later this year. Some other games were shown at the presentation, but it was overall disappointing for many fans and even me somewhat. There is definitely a major lack of first-party Nintendo news right now, causing a lot of unrest in the community. More of these direct mini partner showcases are in the works, but may receive the same reception without something first-party from Nintendo themselves. It should be noted that the Japanese version of the Nintendo Direct Mini was much different than the version shown in the US. One game, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, was not shown to Western audiences, yet looked better than some of the announcements we did see. Not to worry though, as Xseed Games is bringing it westward on November 10th to Switch, PS4, and PC. In the last Nintendo news, Pokken Tournament DX will be the next trial game for Nintendo Online members. Players with an active subscription can start playing on July 29th until August 4th. Preloading for the game trial is available right now. Ghost Town Games announced Overcooked All You Can Eat for the PlayStation 5 and Series X on Monday. It includes the first 2 Overcooked games with all DLC content and enhancements to bring it up to next-gen speed. 4K support, online cross-platform, and new content will be present as well. Famitsu's latest article gave a lot of detail into Final Fantasy VII Remake, both Part 1 and the upcoming Part 2. It was revealed that Part 2 has entered full development, and this is great news for fans excited for the next installment. Psyonix has announced that Rocket League will be going free-to-play with improvements to the game and moving to a new storefront on PC. Tournaments and challenges will be getting overhauls along with the addition of cross-platform progression. When the game does come available free-to-play, it will be an exclusive to the Epic Games Store and no longer available on Steam. Steam players will still receive updates to be able to play, but anybody who does not purchase the game before the Switch will have to play using the Epic's game launcher. Players who have purchased the game will be receiving digital content for their support. EA is bringing NHL 21 a little later this year. While the game annually releases in September, NHL 21 will be available in October this year. In the community update, it was stated that this year has been full of extraordinary circumstances and we've had to make major adjustments in developing the game from home. We just need a few extra weeks to polish, fine-tune, and bug fixing. It seems Need for Speed Hot Pursuit might make its way to the Switch this year according to an Australian retailer. They listed the game on their site, with no official announcement as of yet. EA did allude to bringing other games to the Switch during the last live event, so this might not be a surprise to some. Executive producer at BioWare tweeted this on Wednesday that Dragon Age 4 is in development. He noted that the team is working from home, but they are making progress. Behavior Interactive is adding both cross-play and cross-progression to Dead by Daylight. Cross-play will be available on Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC, with an option for players to opt out if they'd like to. While no launch date has been revealed, developers know it should be before the first snow in Montreal, hopefully. Cross-progression, on the other hand, will be available on Steam, Stadia, and Switch in September. No word on if this feature will come to other platforms. I Am 8-Bit is bringing our favorite Goose back in a new format. Untitled Goose Game will be getting a PS4 and Switch physical edition, along with a vinyl of the game's soundtrack. These copies include extra physical goodies, including a reversible cover sheet, a 24-page mail-order style circular, a fold-out map, and a sticker, all for $39.99 USD. The vinyl is available for $29.99 USD, and these items are available for pre-order on I Am 8-Bit's website. Team Reptile has announced its development on Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. The game looks to be a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio, with music from composer Hideki Naganuma. The Steam page is up if you want more information, but it's listed as the game will not be releasing this year. Analog had shown their Analog Pocket last year, and then went silent on the device. That is until now. This image was posted on their Twitter account last week, meaning we might see news related to the device soon. Lastly, Ubisoft has reported that their first forward livestream event surpassed its E3 conference concurrent viewer record. The company will be looking to have another forward event in September. They have also mentioned that their next-gen games this year will not be priced at $70, but rather at the standard $60. This was following the 2K news from weeks ago saying NBA 2K21 will be priced at $70. The CEO of Ubisoft did mention that after this holiday season, though, they would not rule out a higher price tag for their games. This week's major releases include Rogue Company on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, Carrion on Xbox One, Switch, and PC, Crisis Remastered on Switch, Dying Light Hellraid on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. That's it for this week's patch notes. Leave your thoughts down below about this week's news. How do you feel about the Xbox event? Do you think Nintendo needs to start showing some new games soon? If you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button. And if you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of new uploads. I'm your host, Wingodang, and I'll see you in the next one.